So in the past couple lessons we've been talking about major 7, minor 7, dominant 7th, and minor 7 flat 5 arpeggios. In this lesson we're going to talk about practicing minor major 7 and augmented major 7 arpeggios in a way that gets us away from just a basic sort of shape and sort of helps us look at them all across the fretboard. Let's first take a look at minor major 7 arpeggios. Now minor major 7 is root, minor 3rd, 5th, and 7th of the scale. Let's take a C minor major 7 and start with our first finger on C here, and then play E flat with our 4th finger, G, B, C. Now you notice that I used 1, 2, 4. I'm always a fan of that. You could also use 1 finger per fret to fret that. 1, 4, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1. So that's the basic 3-string 1 octave shape. Another possible 3-string 1 octave shape is this. We've got C, E flat, G, B, C, B, C, E flat, G. You can also conceivably use 3 and 4 right there if you want. You can also use the open G, which is also always nice when you can incorporate open strings. It gives you a sort of different feel to the arpeggio, and it really helps you solidify the geometry of the lower section of the neck. Final way of fingering it 3 strings 1 octave, probably my favorite way, because it incorporates a lot of my own personal observations on arpeggios, is this one. We have C, E flat, and then we get this nice little pivot here that we've always been talking about, where the first finger is 1 fret behind the 4th finger to the G. Then we grab the B here, and then grab the C here, and it has that nice effect of having a half step between 2 strings, which sounds a lot different. So I like that thing about this fingering. I also like the fact that it incorporates that whole 1 4 1 4 1 4 idea. 1 4 1 4 1 4 1 4. I like that. So it's a nice. That's a cool one to just experiment with. Alright, so we're going to skip a lot of the other things that we're doing in the other videos, just for the sake of time. I'm just going to show you a few ways of fingering it 3 strings 2 octaves. So let's take that basic shape that I just showed you. So 1 4 1 4, and let's keep it going up the octave. So shift to 1 here on the C, then 4 here on the E flat, 1 on the G here, and then grab this B up here with your 3rd finger. Yeah. Nice. Another possible option we have is something like this. We start here, and just for the sake of practicing shifting, we do 4 here, E flat, G here, shift up to maybe your 2nd finger here, 3rd finger here, E flat here with your 1st, G with our 4th, shift up for the B here with our 3rd. That one's not probably as efficient as the other one, but it's still good to get in the habit of being able to make that shift. Cool. And finally, like what we've been talking about all along with this upright style fingering idea, which has you going up on the G string, and this, you think vertically until you run out of strings here, and then you just practice shifting, just going up on the G string. So we have C, E flat, open G, and then B, C, shift, E flat, G, shift, B, C. So I don't want to go too much further. You can still get a lot more ideas on how to look at that general shape just by messing with what I just gave you, and then taking that sort of idea of like figuring out as many different ways to shift. I want to move on to augmented major 7 arpeggios, which actually, not necessarily just to my ear, but just to how I feel and approach them and visualize them, they seem very similar to me to minor major 7. arpeggios just because of these sort of internal intervals in them. In a minor major 7 arpeggio, you have a minor third and then an augmented arpeggio. Minor third, augmented arpeggio. In an augmented major 7, you have an augmented arpeggio and then a minor third. Minor third, augmented, augmented, minor third. So it's sort of like this, like one is the yin, it's like yin and yang sort of thing. And that's kind of one reason why I combine them in this video. So let's take a look at some of the basic 1-octave 3-string shapes we got. So for C augmented major 7, we have C, E, G, B, or C, E, G, B, so shift to the second finger, C. That's a very common one. Another one to mess with is C, E, G sharp, B, C, B, G sharp, E, C. And then finally one that I like, even though it's a little odd, but I like just because it shows, you know, the things that I've been talking about, like the other one with the minor major 7, is C, E, weird pivot shift to 1, G sharp, B, half step between 2 strings, C. And another reason why I like that is, again, the 1, 2, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4. Okay, cool. So now let's look on how we would do this across 3 strings, 2 octaves. So let's do C, E, G sharp, B, shift to 1 here, C, E, G sharp, B with 3, C. Again, I like that one because it always keeps you going 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4 all the way up and down the neck. There's no giant shifts. Well, let's do one which involves a little bit larger shifts. So let's do, how about this one? C, E, G sharp, B, C, E, G sharp, B, C. So you see C, E, So that one has some more shifts. That one's also a little harder for me anyway to visualize, but it's a good one to just get under your fingers. Finally, we're going to do the upright style fingering just to cap this off and just move ourselves all the way up just on the G string. So where we're probably going to do this is C, E, G sharp, and then shift to 2 on the B, C, C, G sharp, 2 on the B, C. Actually, I might even use just the 3rd finger there. I kind of enjoy using my 3rd finger on augmented shapes. I don't know why, especially up here. But down here also. So I'm going to revise my fingering for that. I'm going to do 3, 2, 1, 3, 4, and then 1, 4, 3, 4. And you could also use your pinky down there too. So there we have it. There's the minor major 7 arpeggios and the augmented major 7 arpeggios. In the next video, I'm probably going to wrap this up with augmented dominant 7th and diminished 7th, as well as 6 and minor 6 arpeggios. Yeah, so stay tuned.